The hour of dawn is the start of great importance of gallantry. For the people who need to assume command over life, ruling the early hours of the day is fundamental. Awakening at 6 o'clock in the first part of the day is the ideal chance for your psyche to be profoundly engaged. While you sleep, some people do not sleep in some places and lay their stones on the way to their dreams. You see the fireworks of those people's success at the end. You don't see the sweat, blood and tears behind it. What I want to emphasize here is not the pain, but the effort given. Because destiny loves effort. I have personally experienced and am experiencing the miracles that waking up early and getting to work have brought about in my life. Getting up late has always made me uncomfortable. Some can be night people. However, I still wouldn't recommend it. Man should be in harmony with nature. Wake up to the sun with the sun, dive with the stars to dreams. The sun should not rise on it. Applying what will be made sense of in this video will change your life immensely. When you wake up early in the morning and do what you want, a must for you. The rest of the day is already done automatically. Even if you spend the rest of the day unproductively, you do not feel uneasy thanks to your morning work. You may know some of what is said here about why you have to get up at 6 o'clock. But people forget. Thusly, regardless of whether individuals here are once more, your mindfulness will increment, so you can get up ahead of schedule and completely change yourself on this event. We as a whole have restricted intellectual ability. Our consideration goes to numerous things during the day, like work, news, online entertainment, and association with individuals. This consumes the transmission capacity of our cerebrum. After lunch, we're now dropping. By getting up at 6 o'clock in the first part of the day, our cerebrum has an amazing chance to zero in on a high esteem movement. At the point when you have a serene beginning at 6 a.m., the mind's prefrontal cortex, which oversees reasonable idea, briefly closes down. This reduces your tendency to analyze events, get stressed and worry. At the same time, the serenity of dawn increases the production of dopamine and serotonin. Is it the result? You naturally enter a state of flow, fully energized and focused. Most people are not willing to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. This is actually a good thing for you. If you are willing and able to do this, you will have a great competitive advantage. When you wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and make it a habit, the improvement reaches extraordinary levels. Because the little things done daily are much more important than the big things done once in a while. Imagine increasing a skill by only 1% each day. This little change compares to a 365% improvement in 1 year. Obviously, the aggregate impact will be a lot more prominent. At the point when you spend around 2 or 3 hours consistently on what you need to have some expertise in, when you are generally useful, accept me, you will arrive at altogether different places. Generally, regular daily existence pulls us towards the shallow and material. What you did, what you intend to do, or what you do in the quietness of daybreak. Pondering your life, it makes you mindful of your unexpressed feelings. Your personality, your responses to occasions really come from what you encountered particularly in your experience growing up. What's more, these are things that you are unwittingly uninformed about, covered alive inside you. Perhaps they are sentiments that occasionally turned out in a revolting manner. Your mornings offer you the chance to confront these sentiments. Of course, just getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning doesn't work on its own. The first step is movement, doing vigorous exercise for 30 minutes. The main thing is that you sweat yourself. Research shows that the blue light discharged by our gadgets diminishes levels of melatonin, the rest-prompting compound. Being before a screen prior to nodding off will keep you from dozing appropriately, so it's ideal to switch off innovation at 2100 hours late. Spend the rest of the evening talking to loved ones, taking a relaxing bath or reading a book. Try to be in bed no later than 11 p.m. In fact, if you try to go to sleep earlier in the early days, it will be easier for you to get up early. Sleep progresses in 90-minute segments. Of course, you need to calculate your ideal sleep time for yourself. Remember, growth happens not only in the performance phase, but also in the recovery phase. If you want something to bear fruit in your life, you will also need fallow. The land will be tilled, crops will be planted and sweat will be shed. However, it's fallow season. So the soil will be left to rest a little bit. It may seem like nothing is happening. But in reality, it is the fallow season that determines how well crops will bloom and when the soil rests and nutrients are replenished. So balance is important. Working only and continuously may not increase your performance to a very high level. You have to take the responsibility of putting your life on the line. Find a reason to get up early. You can only wake up early in the morning when you have something to do, a loved one or something to look forward to. People who have something to look forward to don't need an alarm clock. Because they have reasons to start. Be assured that when you do what is easy, your life will become even more difficult. But if you do the hard thing, your life will get easier. Imagine how successful you will be during these hours. If you really can do this, you can study for your upcoming exam, 100 pages you can finish a book very easily, you can do a full workout, you can spare time for what you want. Most importantly, you can take time for yourself. In these 2 to 3 hours in the morning, it is possible to get 2 to 3 hours closer to your goals. Be aware of what you are missing by sleeping. Be aware that most successful people get up early. You may have heard these excuses. I don't have enough time. Or I wish I had more time. Excuses are the best sound for losers. The real question is, what do you do with the time you have? If you claim that you don't have enough time, what are you doing to create new times? What areas are you willing to sacrifice to have more time? For example, would you sacrifice the dear conversations you make every morning? The free time you spend on social media? Are you ready to sacrifice them? If you're not ready to sacrifice, be ready to sacrifice. The real truth is this. Time actually has enough, we just don't use it wisely. If you are satisfied with your life, continue to sleep. After 5 years, nothing will change in your life. Keep in mind, anything advantageous requires exertion.